Welcome to my shop. My name is Bob and this is the Old Iron Lever channel. Today we're going to start embarking on a series of videos. Basically the theme of it is going to be the shop tune-up. And the videos in this series will be related to repairing, upgrading, tune-up of whatever shop equipment I have. I've left a lot of things go, or just hadn't got around to them or whatever for quite a while, and this summer I'm going to try to get a whole bunch of that stuff done. So the equipment, pretty much every piece of equipment in the shop is going to be touched, and I have a list of sub-tasks, I guess you'd say, to do. Each one of them may be a video of its own, or they may be smaller ones, may be combined together into one video. And there is, I think, 19 items on my subtask list. And the first video is going to be a tune-up on the Harig surface grinder. And I got this grinder some time ago, and it's new to me, and I've had to learn how to use it, and I feel pretty comfortable with it now. I felt comfortable enough with it that I could go ahead and grind the magnetic chuck. And before I did the magnetic chuck, I decided to do a little reading on, what's the best way to do it, and watch some YouTube videos and that kind of stuff. And one of the things that came through loud and clear is that it needs heat control. And the suggestion is made several times that it should have flood coolant while you're doing this. And the machine actually was designed to have flood coolant, but it didn't have it installed on it as I got it anyway. So I built a homemade flood coolant system, which I think is pretty well thought out, and it works well. Then we'll have a video on the grinding itself, which again, I have never done this before, so I'm not necessarily saying this is what you should do, but this is what I did, and it actually turned out all right. And then the last thing, which probably should have done first, was add some more lighting to it. I have one of those arm lights that I used to use many years ago. I got a bunch of those laying around that I picked up over the years, and I added one to this, and I really like the amount of light it puts on it now. So anyway, without too much further ado, let's just get on with it. Well, now I'm working on the wiring for the Homer bucket coolant pump, and these crimp terminals are using are shrink. They have a shrink on the end of them, and so I'm going to hit these with the heat gun and shrink them, and then I'm going to slide this piece of tube over the end just for added protection. Okay, the blue ones are the hot wires that I want to switch. Like these, I just got these ratcheting crimpers, and I've been doing this for wiring like this since I was a teenager. And this is the first decent crimper I've ever had.
solid. So that's what it looks like inside. We have a screen on top of that. Push that wire down a little bit more. Screen that sits on top of that. It's a pretty fine screen. I got a piece of this oil absorbent pig mat in there just in case some trap oil wanders in there. Then we have the lid. And for testing purposes, I'm going to leave the lid off right now. Okay, it's going to sit over here like so. Okay, and eventually I'll trim this off. For now, I'll just lay it inside of there. Run this up over the top. Well, I mixed up a couple gallons of coolant, and they're all in the bucket there. That's the return coming out of it. Here's the, I don't have this thing set up with a nozzle yet, but puts out a lot of coolant. I don't know if I need quite that much. I'm going to put a valve on it to throttle it back a little bit. So it circulates around in this tray, this coolant catch tray here, and disappears down that little hole back there. Can't really see it very well. Comes out here and back down into the pump again through the screen, of course. Anyway, I think I'm going to finish the plumbing up and come back. Okay, I think we have a fairly decent coolant flow here. And the valve up on top there, we can adjust it so we can tone it down if we want. I think that's probably going to work pretty well. Okay, I got a brand new grinding reel from Norton. It's a I think it's a 46H wheel. Anyway, since it's brand new, got a brand new Sopco hub for it, and I'm ready to give it a shot here. Okay, should be pretty darn true. Okay, got the wheel warming up. I've got oil in the gauge. They sit about half a thousandth or a little less above the highest point. The highest point readings as I map them out there is consistent with the test indicator. The dial indicator varies some with it. I'm letting the spindle get warmed up, and I'm letting the coolant get consistent with the letting the coolant get the chuck consistent to one temperature. So I'll let it run that way for a few minutes. Then I'll come down probably 3/10, start working on it. I'll take probably a 50 thousandths step over. May take a little more the first pass, but And I got crosshatch marks all over the truck so I can see what's going on there. But anyway, it's been warming up a while. I think that's okay to go ahead and start up there. Slow that down a little bit. Okay. There's 3/10. A little bit of sparkling. Take it down about 3 thousandths more. Then we go another 3/1000 or 2/10. Now that I have a new cooling pump in, I guess I can start to continue from where I was. I'll take another half thousand. Another half thousand. Okay, off camera I retrieved the wheel and I'm getting ready to test off, put the 2/10 cut on the far end here. Let's see what happens. We may be getting close enough here. You may notice notice I still have my marks on here, a little bit on the edge, a little there and there. But as the wheel came across, it made them thinner. It's actually getting real close. I'm going to take another 2/10 pass, and that should finish it off. I think what was happening here is the last time I was doing this, my cooling pump was failing. And it worked for a while, and then it stopped, and it worked for a while and stopped. And I think what may have happened is right in here somewhere is it wasn't working and heated this part up, and it was pumped up because it was restrained on the ends and it kind of bowed up. Then it started working again, then it stopped, and then it started, and then it stopped. And got the pump working right now. I got a brand new pump on it. Cooling it consistently. The high spots are now, they've been ground off more than the edges because they were high originally. Now the thing is normalized temperature wise, that part's going to be lower than the rest. I'm going to voice over on this particular part of the clip just because the spindle noise is getting picked up by the mic too much. Anyway, all done with what I think is the final pass of the surface grinding, and putting some coupons in, and I'll grind them and check the thicknesses of each of the coupons. They should be pretty close. Start out by using a piece of zigzag paper to get down to where I'm almost touching, and then I can finish setting it up. Okay, overall I'm pretty pleased. The thinnest was 4309 and the thickest was 4312. When I was measuring them, I noticed that the first ones I took off of the magnet and started measuring it, measured a couple tenths thicker than they do now. So I think if I let it normalize a little more, it might be even closer than that. But within 3/10, I'm guessing if I warmed them up or got them all to the same temperature and stabilized, it might be a little different even then. But overall, I'm very pleased with it. I think that's fine. And one last item for the surface grinder, and then I've done everything to it that I had intended to do. The lamp that I was using, I actually had a bracket in here to hold it. I needed that for the coolant system. So anyway, I mounted a nice old-fashioned arm lamp down to the cabinet, and it looks like that will do a marvelous job. You know what they say, old eyes need lots of light, so there you go. I didn't mention earlier, but this light is actually a Sears Craftsman light, probably from the 60s, I'd guess. Nice, you know, pretty sturdy for what it is. And when I got it, you know, as you saw earlier in the video, I got it all mounted up, and it was coming pretty close to the back side of the table when it's going back and forth. And I thought, well, how am I going to fix that? Well, easy. I come underneath the table and bring it up, and now it's great. I think it's going to be a real good position to have it in.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, I want you to give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, how about subscribing? And certainly if you got something to say you think I'd like to hear, put it in the comments section. Till the next video, happy trails. While I'm standing in front of my little sticker board here, I thought I would put it out here, I guess you'd say. If any of y'all out there want to do a sticker exchange, shoot me an email. I'll put it in the description here, and we'll swap stickers. We'll get addresses and all that figured out, and we can both have better sticker walls.